welcome to another episode of the Point After Podcast. We are your host, Caleb and Jay, episode 17. My man, bro, how are you doing on this Sunday?
Stack of episodes, dog. Doing good, my boy. Sunday, not fun day, more of a relaxed day. Getting ready for the
No
week.
stress?
Maybe a little bit of stress, but that's pertains to other things. But keeping it football wise, no stress this week. Niners didn't particularly play this week, so I was kind of stress free from Kyle Shanahan's bullshit this week. But let me not get on my usual rants like I do on here, my boy. Let's go ahead and start off with the NFL Week 9 review. Uh, we had a bunch of good games today. And let's see what we got, man. Detroit versus Green Bay. This was a tight one. This one,
It was
I
rainy.
say it was, it was raining. It was raining and pouring, but I would say like this is what game of the week, game to watch type thing. Two monsters in the NFC, two come ups in the NFC right now, but Lions still pulling out the dub. Amon standing on business. How we feeling about that, man? What we got?
Yeah, the Lions do what they do.
They do what
They've
they
been doing
do.
this the whole season, man. All they do is win. You look at this team right now. We've talked about it. It seems like it's just going to sound like a broken record. This offensive
This
line is fantastic. The combination of Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery is the best in the NFL right now. Sam Laporta is getting more and more involved in this offense. Obviously, now without Jamison Williams, there's going to be a lot more balls that are headed to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and rightfully so. That catch he made on the sideline earlier in that game was just fantastic.
absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, the dude is just incredible. And then along, like I said, with Sam Laporta, they're going to be featured more. And this defense, right now, they just take the ball away at a high level. Right now, they got two guys in the top 5 interceptions. You got Brian Branch and Curry Josephs.
Yeah.
Both guys who are safeties that are taking the ball away at a high level. So
Kirby had a crucial one today. Pick six to the house. It's
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
it's definitely a turnaround in these games. It's definitely uh well, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's a crucial play in a
hmm
close game like that where in moments, Green Bay looks like they just couldn't get it together. They struggled on third down and in the red zone.
Jordan Love didn't look right.
Yeah, no, not at all. 3 for 12 on third down, 1 for 4 in the red zone. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win like that. You know what I mean? And it's just growing pains. I feel like offense just couldn't get going until way late in the game. But by then, it was already pretty, solidified that Lions took the dub here.
Yeah, and then you look at the Packers. Like when I watched specifically Jordan Love, that last 30 made before halftime, he was grimacing and limping, running off the field, which clearly he shows that he's not 100%, which is
Hmm.
not great news. And then that interception he threw where he was trying to throw to Josh Jacobs and when it's picked off, it clearly he just doesn't look right out there. You
Yeah,
commend him for wanting to go out there and play, but he clearly wasn't 100%.
absolutely. Yeah, no, it's some things where you're like, you got Malik Willis, so if Jordan Love
You're
needs
not. He ain't Jordan Love, bro.
no. I'm not saying he's Jordan Love, but
Yeah.
if Love needs to take a few weeks, maybe just 1 week, just maybe a few more rest, um, you might want to turn it over to Malik Willis for just a couple weeks, especially coming off. Well, I wouldn't say now you're coming off a loss, but Jordan, hopefully you get it together, my boy, uh, and hopefully you
And
heal as quick
I'm
as
disappointed
possible in
too,
a
man.
week.
Not to cut you off, but I was saying I'm
No,
disappointed,
you're
man.
good.
Tucker Craft, who is quietly becoming my tight end one on my fantasy team, didn't do a whole lot for me today. Kind of disappointed in that. Tucker Craft, come on, buddy, you got to do better.
That's
I
tough.
got blown out today in fantasy, bro. Not good.
Yeah, I kind of
Not
lost
good.
in both leagues. It's not looking good at all this year, at
Yeah, yeah.
all. But to move on to the next game, we got Buffalo and Miami, 30-27. Buffalo's looking like a powerhouse. Josh Allen looks like a
He's
MVP
Josh Allen.
candidate. He's Josh Allen, but I'm just saying, like he's looking like an MVP candidate right now. The way he's playing, he's carrying
hmm
this team on his back. But to give credit to Miami, Tua and Hill kind of look like they kind of got back on the same page. Tua kind of got back in his rhythm. Still put up a good game, but it's just I I feel like it came down to the team. Whoever had the last possession, which had to be Buffalo.
Tyler Bass, baby.
And Tyler Bass knocked in that 61-yarder, man.
Ooh.
Bootleg. Uh,
Yo,
but
not my bad to cut you
no,
off,
no,
my
you're good.
bro,
You're
but
good.
I cut Tyler Bass from my fantasy team. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Could you imagine the fantasy points he would have given me off just that kick alone?
It would have
But
been
yeah,
nice for you. It would have been nice.
but yeah, you talked a little bit about Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and Tua, that connection. Tua, clearly he looked really good the second game. First game there were downs, which was expected for the games
Right.
that he missed. Tyreek Hill 4 catches, 80 yards. But when I'm looking at this Dolphins team, clearly it's over for them. They're done. It's all about next year for them. This is a team right now. Tua was out for too many games, and they've had just such a struggle
They're
on
so
defense,
behind.
generating pass rush. Um, Overall as well, they're playing the secondary has not been good this year. They can't
Yeah.
protect the quarterback still. So I mean, this is just a team that they're gonna have to make some changes. I'm a big fan of Mike McDaniel, but I think since Tua's been out, I think teams have kind of figured him out a little bit as a coach. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially with like the way he runs the ball. It's a lot of inside zone. It's very easy to read. Devin could only do so much for you in his play set
mhm.
himself, right? But a lot of the play calls can sometimes be a little vanilla, I'd say. Very Kyle Shanahan esque, I will say.
Yeah, and I think too, we talked so much about right now the combination of Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Right.
That's what Devon Achane and Mostert were last year. They were
Hmm.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Mostert, he's missed a few games. He's been back for the last 3, I believe. He's had a few moments, but he hasn't quite looked like the running back he was last
Yeah.
season. And what he was Mostert? I didn't realize Mostert is what 32, 33 now.
Mostert is aging. Yeah, that I know. That I do know. He is aging.
Yeah, I didn't know he was. I didn't realize he was that older. So this Dolphins team, they still have a lot
Yeah,
of speed
32.
and
32.
big explosiveness on the perimeter. But this is clearly a team. This offensive line is going to be the number one focus for them in the draft, in free agency, and with the losses of I'm blanking out on the Jalen Phillips. And they lost Jalen Phillips really to start the season.
Hmm.
It really kind of really put this team back, and they just not been able to really recover since. So
Yeah.
this defense needs some work, and this offensive line for sure. Especially we know with Tua's concussion history. So
Exactly. And I mean, if you look at the whole league, this offensive line issues seems to be occurring with a lot of teams at the moment. You think?
yeah, man. If you the games are won in the trenches,
Hmm.
the defensive line and your offensive line. So I mean, if you don't protect your quarterback, I mean, we should literally have like a tape on our podcast that says, or a piece of tape. If you don't protect your quarterback, you will not win.
But it's
So
it's it's a fact. It's
plain and
it's just
simple.
a simple fact. And to move on to the next game, good segue. A team who can't protect their quarterback, their offensive line is terrible. The Cowboys take a fat, not a fat L. I'm not gonna say a fat L. I feel like a fat L for their season, particularly. But 27-21, Atlanta takes the cake. Cousins on a roll, man. He's looking real good this year. I feel like a lot of people were kind of down on Kirk. He's aging, going to a whole nother team. It's not the Vikings. Whoop de whoop. You don't got JJ, but he still puts it on, man. This Atlanta team is definitely putting it together. They're getting on a rhythm. Now 6-3, and you look on the other side. Ugh.
Hey, do you see that clip they saw?
Man, man,
Where it
man's
was like,
throwing man's throwing tantrums and shit.
no, again, Mike McCarthy, that was crazy. But also with Dak Prescott, I don't know if it's true or not, but like they caught him like saying like,
But he's
man, we
like, he's
suck.
like, "Yeah, we suck." Yeah, I mean, and I see all the comments there like, yeah, y'all suck, but Dak, you suck, bro. Like, I mean, it's a whole lot of issues in Dallas right now. They can't run the ball. That's number one. I feel like if you can't run the ball, they're not going to stick in any game because you know what the game plan is. And CD is unfortunately now hurt. I don't know if it's anything major. And then you got your head coach throwing tantrums on the sideline now. And then Cooper Rush, everyone's all high on him. I'm sorry, give you a little reality check on Cooper Rush. It was in 2022. He had this little stretch of against weak to decent defenses in 2022. It was the Rams broke down Washington, New York, the Bengals. Not teams good defensively. He didn't even do too much. I say he's like a glorified game manager. So all these Cowboy fans coming out the works talking about how Cooper Rush is automatically just going to save the season out of nowhere. He gave him some type of light. Let's relax here. He's a glorified game manager. You guys are overrating the 2022 run he had in that little skit. Just saying.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have I would say a Cowboys topic later in the show.
Mhm.
This Cowboys team, it's just getting bad to worse for them. Um, Ezekiel Elliott doesn't want to be there. He's over there missing practices, showing up late, what's going on with Zeke. Dalvin
Michael,
Cook,
Michael
who
Parsons. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Michael Parsons. I just stopped the podcast now, buddy. It's like you're over here talking about how many other teams when your team itself is struggling through and through every week, and you just come on podcast like it's all well and and Diggs too. Diggs is at blame for that too. That's BS. I don't like that shit, dude. Go and watch film. Go do something else. Dog. Like get off the podcast. You don't have any right to talk about other teams when you guys aren't putting out results. You guys are 3-5. You guys are about to fall out of the playoffs right now.
Yeah, speaking of Trayvon Diggs, that moment he had with the reporter after the game last week where he
Soft.
where he blew up, yeah, right?
So
So
soft.
yeah, it's
So
definitely
soft.
definitely some tough times in Dallas right now. You speaking of Cooper Rush, I want to see Trey Lance, man.
It's like
I want
I
to see
want to see
Trey
Trey
Lance.
Lance too, but it's like if you're not going to use Trey Lance, trade the fucking guy. I mean, like, how many other teams are looking for quarterback? Trade him to Cleveland for all I give it. I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see some. I'm trying to see some. You know what I mean? Trade him to New York. You know what I mean? Like, he could be a way better. He could be way better backup on other teams as well. He's the
Yeah.
third string right now. I feel like Mike McCarthy and he got this unique crush for Cooper Rush to keep him at QB2. You know, he's keeping Lance at 3. I do want to see Trey Lance too, but it's unfortunate that he has to sit still.
Yeah, and then you just going through really Jake Ferguson, he was actually pretty solid today.
Yeah.
What he caught 7 for 71 yards. So he was involved in the offense today. Good to see
Rico
that.
too.
He needs to be more involved in this
Yeah.
offense because it's become so much CeeDee Lamb dependent. If CeeDee Lamb's not getting the ball or he's not involved, this Cowboys offense, there's just not a secondary option. They can't run the ball. They're not able to get other guys open. Guys aren't separating enough. So the team's blueprint is simply, hey, we box CeeDee Lamb and we beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep. And it's another thing where it's like Dak is not all that great at making decisions either. It's very, very questionable throws, dude. But yeah, like I said, man, Atlanta takes the cake. Their
Mm-hmm.
momentum's looking good, man.
Kirk's balling right now.
To show
Kirk
you,
is balling right now.
he sure is. Just to preview you the next few games for them. They got the Saints, Broncos, Chargers, and the Vikings next 4 games, and then
I think
the Raiders after the 4th game. So next 5
okay.
games. So
Okay.
a lot of winnable games. Minus
Mhm.
that Vikings game. That's actually that's an interesting matchup.
I
I
think
like to see that.
I think in those next 5 they can easily go 4-1.
Absolutely,
I think
absolutely.
they can. What's the record right now? 6-3. I think they could
6
be
and 3.
10-4.
Yeah, and they be sitting very pretty, sitting very pretty. It does get a little tougher late though in their schedule.
Yeah. Shout out to Darnell Mooney. He's been balling. Kyle Pitts. I
Yeah,
mean, thank God with his talent, he's finally getting involved. This offense, Bijan looks fantastic. Drake London. We talked about the skill positions coming into the season, how the young talent they had around Kirk Cousins, and it's really starting to see the fruition now. The first few games, you saw some miscues. They weren't on the same timing. The chemistry
yeah.
wasn't quite there.
Struggling
But
on
now
third down.
you're really starting to see this team really come together. And if their defense continues to play the way they're playing, they're a dark horse. And I think we said that weeks ago. So
Yeah, and y'all
it's
can
going
catch
down
them.
in Atlanta, man.
Hey, it's going down in Atlanta, but I want to check Washington real quick. This team, dog. This
Ooh.
team. They're
Hey.
really impressive this season. I feel like if anyone's a dark horse, it's the Washington Commanders, dog. I don't know about you, but I mean, again, it's against weaker opposition, but it is still a W. It is still showing that Jaden Daniels is QB1. He is him. And Malik Neighbors, I feel so sorry for you. You're in like that prison contract for like 4 years, and I know you just want to go back and play with your dog, and it's just unfortunate. I really do feel bad for him, dog. I want him to get a quarterback. Serious.
Well, they're gonna be in a position where they're probably gonna draft one. So
Yeah, Giants and the Raiders. You guys have the same record, right? You guys gonna be fighting for that top
hey,
pick.
I'm good, bro. I'm happy. All smiles here, bro.
He's
I'm not
he's
tripping.
like what did he say last show? He's like Shador Camp, right?
Yeah, like
Hey,
I'm
be
good.
careful of the headphones this time though.
I'm good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. But to get into this game, man, to look at Jaden Daniels,
Hmm.
we'll get into it in a few in later in the show because we don't want to spoil that for y'all. We don't want to spoil that for y'all. But he's looking impressive and looking into some award races for Jaden Daniels. 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, simply carrying this team on his back. Noah Brown, another outing for him. Besides that game-winning catch he had last game, it was another good game for him. Solid game. I'm sorry, but Daniel Jones is. I know statistically he had a good game, but it's just like, oh gosh.
Yo,
I just
man,
feel
stop
bad
hating
for.
on Danny Dimes, man. Danny Dimes,
I just feel bad for New York because it's poverty at this point, right? Like, it's so bad. Like, you get rid of Saquon, and then
bro. Saquon is going
you just
crazy,
remain
bro.
with Daniel Jones, and then you have your little hot spot in Malik Neighbors, but that boy wants to hop
Darius
out of
Slayton.
there already. Slayton's nice, but like,
Slayton's cool. Slayton's cool. Slayton. He's probably
I
gonna
like
get
Slayton.
traded though. He's probably about to get
Underrated.
traded.
I say Slayton's underrated.
Yeah.
I think he does. I think he might get traded actually, but it's just. I don't know. It's just offensively, it looks like Washington just outplayed them today. On third down, they were very well. Red zone, they were very good. Giants kept it close, but Commanders pulling out the dub. They showing who's boss up in this NFC.
Yeah, you just talked about them losing Saquon. Well, they lost Xavier McKinley, the safety, who's actually in great May right now. And coming to this day, he's leading the NFL in interceptions with 6, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, the Giants definitely, their front office has to be rethinking everything that they did this past offseason. So, but yeah, I think with the Giants, look, they have a shining star. It's Malik Neighbors. He's already came in and shown that he's a wide receiver 1. He's someone that you are going to build that offense around. They need a quarterback. I like Daniel Jones, but I think right now he's a backup, respectfully.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's terrible.
So
he's just one of those
I think
like
now
backup game manager type quarterbacks. And if you just build, I'm not dissing Slayton, but like give another weapon to a quarterback you're going to surround your whole franchise on, and maybe you got something there. Maybe you'll keep Malik instead of having that boy wanting to hop out shit.
yeah, they're probably gonna have to improve the offensive line too. Because respect to Daniel Jones though, because this offensive line has not been good since Daniel Jones has been there. Outside of Andrew Thomas at left tackle, they need to improve that offensive line. Their defense is middle of the road. It's actually been not that bad, particularly early in the part in the season, the first few games, first like 3 or 4. Their defense is actually playing pretty solid. But yeah, this Giants team, they're just bereft of talent, man. Let's be real. And the Commanders are right now, they are the surprise team in the NFL with Dan Quinn. Forgetting the GM Peters, who came from you guys, your guys' front office, Peters.
Adam Peters,
the GM there. They obviously stole Cliff Kingsbury from us.
Yeah,
pretty.
I mean, I think like he just fits so well with Jaden Daniels in that play style. Coming previously from working with Kyler Murray, that's obvious, right?
Yeah,
but it's just like
a quarterback coach.
It's a great mold, right? And then they just seem to put it all together with the running game, the weapons, defense does slightly need to get better. I feel like that's really that's where their like con is for sure. But to make a run later this year, it'll be massively impressive for Jaden Daniels in his first year.
Yeah, and just another thing too, like if anybody worked with Patrick Mahomes like Cliff Kingsbury did in college at Texas Tech, I probably would want to bring him on my staff. So and Mahomes was incredible at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But moving on, to the last topic. I mean, we're obviously going to talk about
We have to.
the.
We know we have to. Like if the Niners were to get the ass kicked out of them and had played this week, we would just have to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to talk about it, Caleb. Let's talk about
Yes. The Raiders lose 24. Wait, the Raiders lose 41-24. The Bengals blow us out. We scored 24 points, but quite frankly, I look at that as 10 points. One of them was a pick six by Jack Jones. Great to see you, Jack Jones. I haven't seen you in a minute, by the way.
Yeah.
And then we scored a garbage time touchdown as well when the defense was basically already planning for next week's opponent. So, yeah, I mean, but look, I'm not disappointed. I'm happy. Like, this actually loss is a win for me. I'm super excited. We're headed to lottery, baby. We're heading for that top pick in the NFL draft. Shador Sanders, baby. Welcome to the dark side.
I'm going to just sit here and support you. And you know what? The Raiders getting the top pick this year, dog.
We're coming for that number one pick.
I just hope they all give Brock Bowers a max contract right now. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Brock Bowers is just always looking good out there, man. He's always making plays. He's always making highlights. I think Joe Burrow definitely used this game as a bounce back. He used y'all as a bounce back. Throwing 5 touchdowns. Ooh-wee. It was much needed, though, for, I think, the team's confidence and Joe Burrow's confidence, right? This team has consistently struggled this year. Very slow starters. 4-5. I actually want to. You know what, Caleb? Let's look at the future opponents real quick because I actually really want to. Next week we got the Ravens for the Bengals, and then the Chargers, and then the Steelers, then the Cowboys, and then the Texans. Browns after that.
I think that's
so. You could definitely go. Hold on, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd say like you could go 5-1, 4-2.
So Baltimore, even though it's a division game, I think Baltimore right now they're just too much for teams right now. The Texans game is interesting because this Bengals team can put up a lot of points. I'm starting to have some reservations about this Texans offense a little bit. So, and then can you go over the opponents real quick again?
Oh yeah, it was Chargers, Steelers.
Okay, so
Cowboys.
So I think they won. I think they won both those games and they beat the Cowboys. That's 3.
Yeah, and then my bad. It wasn't Texans, it's Titans.
Okay, well that's 4.
The Browns. Yeah, and then the Browns. So
that's 5.
That's why I said 4-2, 5-1.
Wait, so who are the teams you have? Okay, Ravens. Okay, I think worse 4-2, but I think they can go 5-1.
Yeah, they can just hop right back in it, right?
Yeah, and Joe Burrow right now already has 20 touchdowns. He's on pace to throw 40 touchdowns or just short of it.
Right.
Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow, baby.
Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow, and yeah,
5 touchdowns today, bro. God damn.
Shit.
Yo, bro, and you know what? You know how much I defend. You know how much I defend my defense. I can't defend them today. I can't, bro. They got torched, bro.
Real bad. But it is funny to me because it does look like you guys are really fighting for a lottery. Carolina's 2-7, New Orleans 2-7. I don't know if New Orleans just wants a tank, but I'd suggest it.
Yeah. Shout out to Chase Brown today, bro. I did not know Chase Brown was that good, bro.
He's all right. A lot of carries.
His change of direction and his speed, like his acceleration is crazy. It's crazy. So
I think since he's just hoping he'd be more consistent with it, you know.
Yeah. Then moving on, we got some basketball stuff. NBA.
Hey, we love basketball up here.
Interject. Yeah. Of course, man. We got to.
Yeah.
You see the 3 jerseys in the back, bro. I got Kobe, MJ, and Ray Allen.
Hey, rest in peace, Kobe. I love Kobe.
That's the GOAT. So just a little interject, man. Which undefeated team? Which undefeated team is more impressive between the Cavs or the Thunder at the moment?
I like this question.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry to cut you off. I had a snack break.
Yeah, you go on mute, buddy. It's all good.
All right. Nah, let me stop. I got
Yeah.
OKC. I got OKC.
Okay.
You know why?
Hmm.
Tougher opposition. And I just like their team as a whole is really coming
Hmm.
together. And like my prediction, was it the last episode or 2 episodes before? But I predicted they'd be in the finals. And I just feel like, especially with SGA leading the pack, man, it's looking real good for him. Just with the Cavs, I feel like they're in a weaker conference, weaker opposition. But I'm not dissing the Cavs because they are an impressive team. It's just OKC. They really got it all together. But I want to hear your thoughts about this. You're more into it than me.
I think for me, more impressive is the Cavs. I think the Thunder, we expect them to be really good out the gates. They're definitely one of the 2, 3 top contenders in the Western Conference. When I looked at the Cavs, I looked at them as a contender, but I don't know how serious I would take them because you had Boston, you have the Sixers, you have the Knicks at top. So I feel like the Cavs were kind of one of those teams around, with the Pacers, with the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, who I believe the Orlando Magic might actually slightly be a bit better than them coming into
Hmm.
this season. The Cavs
Hmm.
have been phenomenal. Donovan Mitchell right now is playing at an MVP level. I need to hear his name in the MVP conversation. Darius Garland, before the season started, he came out and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna make everyone regret that they turned on him," and said that, "Hey, Darius, the people that doubted him and said he was not that good, Darius Garland is definitely playing with a sense of urgency right now." And right now, that's one of the best backcourts in the NBA right now. And Kenny Atkinson said that his main focus was to one of his main focuses, excuse me, was un to unlock Mr. Mobley. Mr. Mobley, man. And Evan Mobley is playing at a very high level right now. They're playing through him. The last thing that he needs to consistently improve on is that jump shot, but we know what he brings defensively. We know what he's athletic. He's great on the perimeter. He's great on the interior defensively. But they're really starting to play through him as like sort of like a point center. Kind of similar to the way they go through things with Jokic. So, and he no doubt he is the piece that can take his team to a new level because we know the raw ability that Evan Mobley has. So, and even some of the other guys, Karis LeVert is playing at a high level as well. Isaac Okoro. So I like this Cavs team, man. They've been really impressive. They're putting them beyond notice that now they need to be mentioned among the elite teams in the NBA for sure.
Yeah, no. I mean, you make a lot of good points there. It's hard to disagree, and I think the Cavs will be one of the top teams in the East this year, that's for sure.
Hmm.
But to keep
Yeah,
it pushing,
yeah. Moving on, man. We
got
got
a
the
little.
NFL mid-season awards.
That's
So
right
Jay,
now.
the way we're gonna do this is
We just
we
gonna go
say,
one. We gonna go one.
yeah, we're gonna go tit for tat.
Tip for tat, right? Yep. Yeah. All good.
Ladies first.
All right, go ahead. Let me take my snack break then.
Uh, nah, bro, I'm not going first, bro. That's crazy. You gotta go first, buddy. But now, since you're eating, all right, I'll go. So for me, for my MVP,
Yeah, what's up with the MVP?
I'm going with King Henry, man, Mr.
Okay.
Derrick Henry.
The king.
Yeah, he has just been incredible. I mean, and myself, I kind of felt like Derrick Henry was on the decline. Well,
Mm-hmm.
he probably looked at me and cussed me out and slapped me in my face.
Yeah.
This guy right now, leading the NFL in rushing, he's on pace to do over 2,000 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. Today he was phenomenal. What 23 carries, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's also leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns. And right now, we know this Ravens offense minus Derrick Henry was still good last season. This was a team that
Mm-hmm.
was still very good offensively, and the offense led by Lamar Jackson is going to be pretty good because of his
Of
rushing
course.
ability and how he's able to just confuse his defenses with the run and the pass, and with the likes of Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers last year. But right now with Henry, his team is first in total yards, first in points, first in rushing, and first in red zone percentage. Right now, they're playing at an all-time level. This is a historic offense at the moment right now, and Derrick Henry is at the head of it. Respect to Lamar Jackson because he's playing at an MVP level too. But Derrick Henry right now, he's doing stuff that it's just it's crazy, bro.
No, it is crazy. But what's funny is, like you said, Lamar's in the MVP conversation. I got Lamar as my MVP right now. I mean, it's hard to deny him, man, and it's hard to deny Derrick Henry as well. And it's a slight giveaway, but I do have Derrick Henry somewhere else on this list. But it's hard to deny Lamar Jackson. You give him flack for what he does in the playoffs, right? But you just can't ignore what he does in the regular season consistently on a regular basis. I mean, you look at his game log, man. It's just on a consistent basis, winning these games, not carrying this team on his back, but carrying this team along with Derrick Henry. And just look at the stats, man. He's top 10 in passing yards, second in throwing touchdowns, and first in QBR. Previous MVP as well. It's just hard to deny Lamar Jackson. I certainly won't deny Derrick Henry. But for all the things you said, man, I'm putting on Lamar Jackson and say la vie.
No, I respect that. I respect that. Moving on, my defensive player of the year. I know we kind of just badmouthed the team, but I'm going Dexter Lawrence, man.
Shout out
Big
Dexter
Dex. Lawrence. That almost did not sound right. Thought it was almost crazy.
Shout out
Yeah, bro, I almost said something crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Dexter Lawrence. Coming into today, he was leading the NFL in sacks. Unfortunately, Trey Henderson now has that crown because he decided to destroy our offensive line today.
Yeah.
Right now, he's top 10 in hurries, which is obviously making the quarterback hurry up and make a fast decision. And I talked about it as well earlier. Specifically with Dexter Lawrence, he is right now keeping this Giants defense respectable compared to awful when he is off the field. Right now, he's fourth against the run at his position, and also sixth against the pass, according to PFF. Dexter Lawrence has been phenomenal. He is, right now, I would say, the best interior lineman in the NFL. And it's time for Dexter Lawrence to get some love, man. He's been phenomenal.
Hey, it's hard to deny him, brother. I'm gonna go somewhere else here. It's gonna be TJ Watt, man. It's gonna be TJ Watt, bro. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's too easy, bro.
It is.
It's too easy.
It's the obvious pick. It's the obvious pick. At least for me, man. I mean, he just carries this Pittsburgh team on his back. Let's not forget, before Russell Wilson came in and started taking this offense over and actually putting points up on the board, this defense was winning these games, man. And TJ Watt was all over it. First in forced fumbles with 4. A little underwhelming with the sack, 6.5, but still very effective. Always in that mode, right? And I just feel like, not saying TJ Watt don't get the credit he deserved.
He does, bro. He gets the credit he deserves, bro.
I just feel like he get overlooked sometimes. A lot with the other defensive ends. I mean, come on now. But like I said, it's TJ Watt for me, man.
He's in a class of his own, bro. TJ Watt right now. I mean, you can make a case he's arguably the best defensive player in football right now.
Hey.
But moving on, my offensive player of the year is no other than Saquon Barkley. This guy's been incredible since he's been coming over from the Giants. Giants, where were you thinking, buddy? Got to get better. Saquon Barkley. First of all, that move he had today was crazy. Did you see that?
Which
bro,
move?
like
the
when he spun
jump,
and when he jumped backwards, bro, that was crazy.
Was nasty.
Yeah, he's insane. But yeah, he's second in rushing, and he's also helped lead along with Jalen Hurts, the 7th ranked total offense according to ESPN and EPX, which is explosive play rating, meaning that like per play efficiency and volume of explosive plays. He's created 17 of them, which is 5th in the NFL.
We like that.
He's game breaking. When he gets in the open field, it's curtains. So, I mean, like I said, if it wasn't for Derrick Henry, I probably would have put Saquon in that MVP midseason. Saquon's been phenomenal, man. Definitely, I would say, again, second to Derrick Henry as far as signings of the season so far.
And this is why I got Derrick Henry as my offensive player of the year. That's why Saquon is second
Uh,
and Derrick Henry is first. And
okay,
you got to give
okay.
credit to Derrick Henry for all the things you said. I completely agree. As you said, he's on pace for 2,000 yards. It's completely insane for how he's put a resurgence on his career coming from Tennessee. But Derrick Henry putting on the show this year. Hopefully, he continues on to the playoffs as well. But yeah, I think he got that locked up in the bag or MVP, either one.
Mm-hmm. Nah, no question, man. Derrick, it's King Henry, bro. Moving on, offensive rookie of the year, one of my favorites, LSU Tiger, Jaden Daniels, man. Um, what a start! I mean, we saw CJ Stroud last year. These guys are continuing to raise the standard as far as how rookie quarterbacks should come in and play. He's
Right.
been phenomenal. Coming into today, I mean, this guy had a 76 overall QB rating, which is second in the NFL. He's second in the NFL as a quarterback rushing the football. And at the quarterback position, with total 494 yards rushing behind Lamar Jackson, obviously, who's first, according to StatMuse. He's leading right now the fourth highest scoring per game offense in the NFL at 29.2. And at 7-2 right now, this Commanders team is on pace to win the division. Their last one, they obviously did it in 2020. That year, that division was horrendous, bro. That was like one of the all-time worst divisions in the
It was
NFL. And
terrible.
obviously, that was crazy, bro. But shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. He's getting it done. He's been every bit the player he was at LSU. I miss him, bro. Come back.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna match you right there. I'm gonna match you right there. This was already my prediction beforehand. I knew this was coming. Call this shit. But nonetheless, I feel like thing that gets overlooked about Jaden Daniels is his decision making. He's very accurate, man. He's very smart with his decisions. I feel like that gets overlooked in a lot of quarterbacks. A lot of quarterbacks just be some gunslingers, i.e., Dak. But uh, Daniels be making plays out here, man. He's so elusive. Like you said, he's right behind Lamar Jackson in that was it rushing yards?
Rushing yards per game, yeah.
In rushing yards per game, right? Yeah, no, you see it all over the field, man. He's completely effective. He's changed the culture around this Washington team, and it just goes to show what a quarterback could do for you.
Yeah. You hear that, Raiders? Draft a quarterback.
Hey,
Moving on, lastly, actually, second and last, because got to do coach of the year to this point.
hey,
But my defensive rookie of the year is pass rusher Jared Verse, man. He has been phenomenal for the Rams this year. No question.
no
Is
question.
already their best defensive player. Yeah, he's already came in with 36 pressures, which is eighth among edge rushers in the NFL. He has the seventh best defensive run game at 79.3 according to PFF, 10th in solo tackles at 18, and first at assisting tackles at 10. He's been every bit the player he was at Florida State. And, post Aaron Donald, they needed a guy to come in and establish himself as that guy on that side of the ball. And he is to this point. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it's hard to disagree. Yeah, I was gonna go Verse. Um, yeah, I kind of changed my opinions to no, I can't go with no Rams player now. Latu is having himself a year, let's just say the least.
I like
He's
that. I
definitely
like that.
helping out. He's definitely helping out that D line with DeForest Buckner on that defensive end. Going 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He's definitely been an effective piece to that defense. It's hard to compare with Jared Verse, but in my opinion, I think he's got it locked up, man. Every time I watch a Colts game, he's always out there flashing. He's always out there being a beast.
100%. And lastly, coach for the year.
Mm.
Shout out to Janet Daniels. I got to go with his coach, Dan Quinn. I also
Okay.
want to we should do like GMs. I think Adam P.
Oh, GMs. That's
What they've
interesting.
been able to do in just one off season, the half of the season to this point. They've already changed the culture down there, and Dan Quinn was a part of it. He was the DC in Dallas from numerous of years. I bet Dallas misses him. So Yeah, shout out to Dan Quinn. He's getting it done. We obviously knew what happened. That one terrible moment with the Falcons and in that Super Bowl. But
Yeah, it's tough.
Dan Quinn has a chance
Put
to
that on
redeem.
Kyle Shanahan as well, though. Let's not forget that. Okay, he was part of that whole little shit there. All right.
But yeah, but Dan Quinn has a chance to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Redeem himself,
Yes.
and he has a really talented young quarterback backing him. So shout out to Dan Quinn, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go with a different Dan, Dan Campbell.
Okay.
Uh, you gotta give credit to Dan Campbell, man. He is one hell of a coach, one hell of a motivator, I would say at least. He's blowing these teams out the ass. Excuse my French. But he's just completely changed the culture. He's completely changed this Detroit team and elevated them as a full-on contender. I possibly think they might even make a run for the Super Bowl this year of how the way their offense is going and rolling. But yeah, it is an easy choice for me. The way they're blowing these teams out, the way they're consistently winning games, they're on a roll, even with the injuries that they have had.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Hutchinson. I hope he's getting well. But
And now missing Jameson Williams.
and now missing Jameson Williams, and they came into Green Bay and they still won. So it just attests to the coaches staff along with the players. Dan Campbell, shout out to you, sir. You got my vote.
Yeah, yeah. And then you want to talk about the Cowboys, bro?
Dog, I mean, this just depressing. It's just depressing. I mean, trade Micah for some picks. Go ahead, get that contract off your books. CD, invest everything into that, man. Get another weapon, get a running game, draft a running back, draft a quarterback. Jesus Christ. You fire the head coach, get a new one. Jerry, man, you need to retire at this point. Sell it. Oh my God. But Caleb, man, give me this team frustrates me. Cowboys Woes.
The Cowboys woes, man. I guess that's what we're
Went on a
gonna
little
title
rant.
it, right? The
I went on a
Cowboys.
little rant. Yeah. That was my little pre-rant. But go ahead.
So I love my numbers, right? I'm just gonna tell
No.
you some
We love
numbers.
numbers here. We get
So
statistically done here.
the Cowboys right now are 22nd in points per game at 21. They're 21st on yards per play with 5. They're dead last in red zone scoring percentage at 42. Their defense is dead last in points per game at 28.3. And their defense is 26th in yards allowed with 372. So clearly the Cowboys are not serious. They're playing awful. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, they might be the booties team. I mean, they're not getting it done right now.
Literally.
You just talked about it. Mike McCarthy's throwing his iPad down. You got Ezekiel Elliott, who's probably I don't know what he's doing. He's missing practices. He's late. He doesn't want to be with the Cowboys. Dak is saying that we suck. Diggs doesn't like reporters.
Mike is doing his fucking podcast and he just talking hella shit, but can't focus on himself or his team.
Yeah, this team just isn't good. It's CD Lamb or bust. If you put CD, you know what? If you put CD Lamb on the Bills, if you swapped Amari Cooper and put CD Lamb on the Bills with Josh Allen and
Hey, hold
that
on.
offense,
Put CD on Washington.
ooh, that would be crazy. That'd be nice.
No,
Him and McLaurin.
I'm just fantasy booking
Hey,
at this point. I'm fantasy booking at this point.
yeah, but this Cowboys team, they are who they've shown they've become. This team, they're average at best. Is there any difference between the way they're playing right now and the way we're playing, or the Panthers, or the Saints? I mean, they just look they don't look good. they can't score points. They can't stop anybody, and
It is definitely detrimental when you don't have a running game. When you don't have a running game, you just become so one-dimensional. Teams could get you off the field in a wrap, and even if their offense is piss poor, they're gonna score eventually. And it just shows how one-dimensional Cowboys have become, and it's clearly in their need to invest in some different situations.
yeah, get better in the offseason.
Cowboys, I just got 2 words for you: get better. But I don't feel sorry. This is bound to happen. Dak, you're complete ass. Diggs, get
All right,
help.
bro, relax, bro.
Micah, get off the fucking podcast. We're the only podcast you should be listening to.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Give that clout to us. Give that
I
clout
said,
to no,
hey,
hold on. Fuck all that. Give that clout to us. We want all that. We don't mess with your podcast. All you do. I can't stand listening to those little clips when they come up on my thing, bro. Anyways, I'm getting off track.
look,
Go ahead.
I said America is Booty's team. That was kind of cringe, but I was trying to think of something to say. I was
They
trying
are
to think of
Booty's
something
team,
to
man.
say.
They straight a-ho. I'm sorry, bro.
Yo, nah, but in all seriousness, man, Dallas Cowboys, man.
Dallas Cowboys are piss
I can't
poor,
watch
and
them. I can't watch them, dude. I can't watch them no more.
and they're on Thanksgiving every damn year. I don't understand. I could watch the Lions on Thanksgiving now. Ain't that a damn thing?
Yeah, I mean, I say thanks, but no thanks. But the giving that keeps on giving is watching the Dallas Cowboys. They're just not good right now. They gotta. In all seriousness, I know we're messing around, but in all seriousness, this Cowboys team, they have to find a way to run the football. If they don't,
100%.
They'll be watching the playoffs, which I think they probably are already. So
Okay. Before we cap off the show, man, real quick. Sunday night game going on. We got halftime. Colts up 7-0. Sam Darnold is pulling out a stanky 138 yards and an interception. Aaron Jones can't run the ball for crap. Joe Flacco is doing all right. He's doing all right.
yo,
But
why is Flacco cold, bro? He is nice, bro.
Why
bro
is Flacco?
Nah, he's nice.
Is Flacco gonna get tired though? And he's gonna be like, "Hey, real quick, get me out the game." Oh, shout out Flacco, man. We love a man who stay in the game, right? Yeah. Anyways, Caleb, man, to cap off this show, man. Anyway, first for the folks.
Look, man, we enjoy bringing this content to you.
Hey,
it's always fun to talk about some sports on the weekend and bring it to you guys.
That's right, and we're not late on this one. We're
not late. And look,
we're on standard work time.
Yes, we want you guys to comment. Say what you want to say. Obviously, would love if you guys subscribe, and all the links are going to be in the description. They're obviously up there as well. Or the guys. It's been Caleb and Jay.
Hey,
and we out.
Caleb and Jay. We out, man. Peace out of here. Deuces.